Hello students, welcome to another session of mathematics. Today we'll be discussing on the topic of three-dimensional geometry. It is expected to have MCQ questions as well as an assertion reason question is expected. So let us go to the topic, but before that please share the link to your friends and ask them to join immediately before the class is too late. And then I want everybody to subscribe to our channel and to get the latest updates of the live sessions and the recorded sessions of Brilliant Qatar. So let's go into the topic, my dear students. Right away to the first question. The direction cosines of a line are 1 by c, 1 by c, 1 by c. Then the values of c are what? The direction cosines of a line are given to you, right? So we should first know, normally we represent the direction cosines as L, M, N, or maybe sometimes also as cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma. The question based on direction cosines is one of the most expected question. When I took the chapter of vectors, I told you, yes, right answer already started coming. So I told you already when I took the chapter of vectors, the same concept comes in three-dimensional geometry also. So it's very important to know it. And when it talk about the direction cosines, the most important relationship that exists between L, M, N is the sum of the squares is 1. So here also I can say cos squared alpha, cos squared beta, cos squared gamma added also will give me 1. But what is this alpha, beta, gamma? What it has got to do with direction cosines? It's the cosine of the angle that each of the axis makes with my line. My line makes an angle of alpha, beta and gamma with the positive direction of the x-axis, y-axis and z-axis respectively. So the relationship is very clear. This part of the relationship is only used when the angle is given in the question. But here direction cosines are straight away given in the question. Let us use it in the first relationship. 1 by c squared, 1 by c squared, 1 by c squared equal to 1. That implies 3 equal to c squared. C is equal to plus or minus root 3. Option D. C is equal to plus or minus root 3. Right answer is already coming from all of you. Very good. Everybody gave the right answer. So the most important question that can come from this topic for 1 mark. Direction cosines of a line that it makes with the x-axis, y-axis and z-axis as alpha, beta and gamma. Let's move on to the next question. I have a lot of questions based on direction cosines in this discussion. Different types they can confuse you with. Direction ratios of z-axis. Let us try to not only learn direction ratios of z-axis, let us learn the direction ratios of each of the axis. When you talk about the direction ratios of x-axis, please by heart, it's 1, 0, 0. This is the direction ratios of x-axis. Definitely then y-axis is going to be 0, 1, 0. And my question is about the direction ratios of z-axis. Yes, answers already come. Nitin and Sana, answers already right. It's going to be 0, 0, 1. This is going to be very helpful when you have an assertion reason question. When you have an assertion reason question, you have to learn this direction ratios concept. Very simple for MCQ, but for assertion reason it's a good question. Keep in mind direction ratios of each of the axes, and maybe they'll ask you to find the angle it makes with each of the axes. So it's very easy to do with this. Okay, fine. Question number 3. Direction cosines of a line which makes equal angles. See, now the question is about angles made with the coordinate axis. Okay, so we know that angles made with the coordinate axis are alpha, beta, gamma, but this time around all the 3 are equal. So when all 3 are equal, can I say cos squared alpha plus, instead of cos squared beta, I'll again say cos squared alpha plus again cos squared alpha equal to 1. So 3 cos squared alpha equal to 1. So what is cos squared alpha for us? 1 by 3. So what is cos alpha plus or minus 1 by root 3. So I have my answer cos alpha, and this cos alpha we know that is one of the direction cosines called L. But all the direction cosines are equal because it makes equal angles with the coordinate axis. Yes, right answer coming from Hanan, Nitin, Sana, Faris, Joel and Jawad. So I have the best option as C. It's either plus 1 by root 3 or minus 1 by root 3. The best option is C, 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3. So what is the direction cosines of a line which makes equal angles? If you want, you can memorize 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3. Question number 4. The perpendicular distance of the point 6, 5, 8 from the y-axis. Let me try to teach you what is going to be the importance of a point on each of the axes. If I take a point on the x-axis, we definitely know that only x coordinate exists and the other two are 0. So if I go for a y-axis, we can definitely say that only y coordinate exists, other two are 0. So for z-axis, only z coordinate exists, right? So I'm trying to measure the distance of this point from the point called 6, 5, 8. Yes, and because 6, 5, 8 is with respect to y-axis, I can say that this y value is also 5. Yes, this y value is also 5. So what is the distance between point P and my point Q on y-axis? It's very simple. So remember, from y-axis means it is root of x squared plus z squared. Because y coordinates are same, the difference between the y coordinate is going to be 0. The distance formula is x2 minus x1 squared, y2 minus y1 squared, z2 minus z1 squared. So when they say distance from y-axis, forget about the y coordinate, only take the square of the x coordinate and z coordinate. So it's going to be 36 plus 64, which is the square root of 100, that is equal to 10. So my answer for this question is 10 units. 10 units. Yes, all of you try to understand what is the distance of a particular point from an axis. So if it is x-axis, so this is the distance from y-axis. So the y coordinate disappears. So the distance from x-axis means the x coordinate disappears, and the distance from z-axis means the z coordinate disappears. So if you want, you can learn it. Okay, distance from x-axis. Please keep in mind, it's very good to remember this, y squared plus z squared. Now if I say distance from z-axis, y-axis is already given in the question, I would say x squared plus y squared. Yes, keep in mind. So the distance of any point from the axis, very simple to remember. Yes, moving forward. Question 5. The reflection of the point alpha, beta, gamma in the x, y plane. Yes, this year the plane topic is deleted, but it has got nothing to do with the plane topic. Remember, xy plane means it's a plane that is created by the x and the y axis. And because it's a three-dimensional geometry, we definitely will have an z axis also. Now I'm trying to measure, or I'm trying to find what is the reflection of this particular point alpha, beta, gamma created by the xy plane. Keep in mind, before that, let me go back to our 10th standard coordinate geometry, which has only two dimensions, x-axis and y-axis. Now let us consider a point in the first quadrant, say 3, 4, a particular point. Now I am trying to find out what is the reflection of this point made by x-axis. Reflection means it's exactly the opposite of what you see, right? But since it's made by the x-axis, the x coordinate does not change. What happened to the y coordinate? Yes? So this is what happens between 2 points reflected by the x-axis. Okay? So when it's reflected by the x-axis, x coordinate does not change, only the y coordinate changes. In 2 dimensions I explained it because you can understand very easily on 2 dimensions. But when you go to 3 dimensions, the reflection is done by the xy plane. So if it's done by the xy plane means x comma y does not change, right? Yes or no? What does the reflection? That coordinates do not change. What only changes? The z coordinate changes. Yes. Now answers started coming. Very good. Nitin, Abin and Sana. Good. So your answer is going to be what? What's your answer for the reflection? Reflection of alpha, beta, gamma. Alpha does not change. Beta does not change. But gamma becomes negative. Gamma becomes negative. So my final answer is alpha, beta and minus gamma. Very good question. These are all questions which you do not focus on your normal classes. Okay. But when it comes to MCQ, they can easily ask these kind of questions because it's silly common sense based questions. Okay. You don't have to do much calculations here. Reflection is always perpendicular to each of the axis or the plane. Now, if this reflection is done simply by the x-axis in 3 dimensions, my dear students, if this reflection is only done by the x-axis in 3-dimensional geometry, your x coordinate does not change, that is alpha does not change, but both y and z will change. Alpha minus beta minus gamma. So you should be careful. Here they said xy plane is reflecting it. Yes, I hope everybody is clear. Yes or no? Okay, if it's clear, I'm going to move forward. That's why. Okay, let me move forward then. Fine, nobody is having any doubts. Let me move forward. The equation of a line is given to you: 5x minus 3, 15y plus 7, 3 minus 10 is z. Okay, and which is the direction cosines of this line? So we know that the Cartesian form of a line is x minus x1 by a, y minus y1 by b, z minus z1 by c. This is the Cartesian form of a line. Now from this we know the direction ratios are a comma b comma c. So we have to find the correct form of this line in the standard form. The equation is 5x minus 3, 15y plus 7 and 3 minus 10z. Okay, rearrange it, you will get this as x minus 3 by 5 divided by 1 by 5. My coefficient of x is 5, so the idea is divide 5 in the numerator and denominator. Okay, next one, divide 15 in the numerator and denominator and divide minus 10 in the numerator and denominator. Z minus 3 by 10 divided by minus 1 by 10. So this is not the direction ratios because direction ratio should always exist in the simplest form. So 1 by 5, 1 by 15 minus 1 by 10 in the simplest form. In the simplest form, you can see 1 by 5 is a common factor, is going to be 1, 1 by 3 and minus 1 by 2. These are the direction ratios. Now direction cosines is what I want. You have to divide with its magnitude. Find the magnitude of this direction ratios. Yes, magnitude is 1 plus 1 by 9 plus 1 by 4. The LCM is 36. So the answer is 36 plus 4 plus 9 by 36 under the root, which is 7 by 6. This is my direction magnitude of the direction ratios. Magnitude is ready. Now please tell me what's going to be my direction cosines. Each direction ratio is divided with its magnitude. So 1 by 7 by 6. The first direction cosine is 6 by 7. Answer already ready. I'm not going to be finding the others. If you want, you'll get the answer 6 by 7, 2 by 7 and minus 3 by 7. Because 6 by 7 is the first direction cosine which only exists for option A. I went with option A. Answer over. Yes, Nitin, Salaf, Jawad and Hanan. Good answers. Okay, so 6A is the answer. Once again, the line is not in the standard form, so please make the equation. This is a very important tip I would like to give you. When a question comes in vector form, normally it's in the perfect vector equation form. But when the question comes in the Cartesian form, they have a habit of making a slight change in the standard form. So you have to go through the question once again to check whether the question is given in the standard form: x minus x1 by a, y minus y1 by b, z minus z1 by c. If it's not, make it. Only then take the values from the Cartesian form. Okay, there's a lot of mistakes happens among students. Even for 5-mark question, if a question of straight lines comes, it will be most probably not in the perfect form. Please note the question and verify whether it is in the perfect form. Okay, moving forward, question number 7. The Cartesian equation of the line which passes through 2 points. Very basic question. Okay, the Cartesian equation of a line which passes through 2 points. The equation is x minus x1 by x2 minus x1 equal to y minus y1 by y2 minus y1 equal to z minus z1 by z2 minus z1. This is how you write the Cartesian equation of a line which passes through 2 points. The first point A, the second point B. The Cartesian equation of a line which passes through 2 points. Now let's try to find out x minus 1 by 2 minus 1, y minus 1 by 3 minus 1, z minus 2 by minus 1 minus 2. So x minus 1 by 1, y minus 1 by 2, z minus 2 by minus 3. Look at the options. The first option is our right answer. Yes. X minus 1 by 1, y minus 1 by 2, z minus 2 by minus 3. Right answers coming again from all of you. Yes, Prapti, Nitin, Sana, Hanan and Jawad. Very good. Now, very clearly, this is the equation, Cartesian equation of a line which passes through 2 points. Learn the formula, those who do not know it. Learn the formula, those who do not know it. Because it could be a standard question for 1 mark MCQ also. And maybe it could be a way to ask you a question for 5 mark also. To create a line, they will not give you the equation. They will say the line passes through 2 points. So you have to make the equation using this Cartesian form. Okay? Fine. Question number 8. Find the vector equation of the line which is parallel to the vector. Parallel to the vector means this is the B vector. This is the B vector of the line and which passes through the point. So this is the A vector. So what is my A vector? I minus 2j plus 3k. I minus 2j plus 3k. Look at the options. Which vector equation has A plus lambda B? What is the vector equation of a line? R vector is equal to A vector plus lambda B vector. Both A and B are directly given to you. You can just pick up the options. Yes, right answers from all of you, please. Which is the right answer for you? A and B. A and B. Yes, right answer is coming from Prapti, Hanan, Joel and Sana. Which is it? Option D. I minus 2j plus 3k is the A vector and lambda 3i minus 2j plus 6k. Very easy, straightforward answers. Yes. So could be an easy question also. I'm not saying that every time your question is going to be complicated. Maybe one question could be pretty easy for you. Fine? Okay. Cartesian form. Again a very simple question. What is the Cartesian form of the line which has this vector equation? So this is your A vector, the point, and this is your B vector, the parallel vector with direction ratios. So the Cartesian form, this is x1, this is y1, this is z1, and this is the direction ratios A, B and C. If I write the Cartesian form, it's going to be x, minus 3 by 2, y plus 5 by 1, and z minus 7 by minus 3. Which option matches this? Yes? X minus 3 by 2, y plus 5 by 1, z minus 7 by minus 3. Yes, right answers coming from, yes, Hafiz, Prapti, Jawad, Sriram, so many, very good. So you know the basics. It's good that you know the basics, okay? The basic thing is always very important, but apart from that, if you have to clear the MCQs, you should be doing these questions which I'm discussing right now, okay? About the direction cosines specifically. Again, going back to the idea of direction cosines. A line AB in three-dimensional space makes angle 45 degree with x-axis, 120 degree with y-axis. So very clearly, alpha is equal to 45 degrees, beta is equal to 120 degrees. I don't know the third angle which they are calling it as theta. So I don't know the third angle which they are calling it as theta. But definitely we know that whenever angle comes, the relationship is what? Cos squared alpha plus cos squared beta plus, instead of gamma, this time it's theta, equal to 1. What's cos squared alpha? Cos squared 45. So cos 45 is 1 by root 2 squared. Cos 120. No worries, please. Come on. What's cos 120? Anyone like to give me an answer? What's cos 120? Cos of 120, please. Nobody wants to give an answer on cos of 120? What's cos of 120? Isn't it an angle in the second quadrant? Hafiz, right answer. Yes, Joel, right answer. Prapti, right answer. It's actually minus cos 60 degrees. 120 is the supplementary angle in the second quadrant for 60 degrees. Supplementary means 180 minus 120, which is 60. Subtract it from 180. That's a supplementary form. But why minus? Because in the second quadrant, cos is negative. Everybody should be knowing that. Please, you are writing for board exams now. You should be knowing the cos is negative in the second quadrant. So definitely the answer for 120 is minus 1 by 2. But that doesn't affect us. But you should know that it's for 60 and the answer is 1 by 2. That's why I was going after that. But still, being squared, negative does not affect us. So cos squared theta equal to 1. So what is going to be cos squared theta? 1 minus 1 by 2 minus 1 by 4, which is 1 by 4. Okay, so what is cos theta? Cos theta is equal to plus or minus 1 by 2. I told you positive means an acute angle, negative means the angle in the second quadrant, which is obtuse. So this theta is either a 60 degrees or a 120 degrees. Yes, theta is either a 60 degree or a 120 degree. In the options, you have only one option which suits our answer, which is 60 degrees. So what's the final answer? Option C, 60 degrees. Right answer coming from Prapti, Hafiz, Fariz, Nitin, Sana and Jason. Very good. So what's the angle? So always a question based on this idea is very important. Whenever they talk about the angle made with the axis, please straight away go to the relationship cos squared alpha, cos squared beta, cos squared gamma added to give you 1. Question 11. A line makes angles alpha, beta, gamma with the see, I'm trying to change the different ways the question is going to be asked. Okay, so this time slight modification in the question. Alpha plus beta is 90. Alpha plus beta equal to 90. What is the meaning of this? This simply means alpha and beta are complementary. Alpha and beta are complementary. What is the meaning of complementary angles? Complementary means cos alpha can be written as sin beta, or if you want, you can say cos beta equal to sin alpha. Okay, for complementary forms, cos alpha is equal to sin beta, cos beta is equal to sin alpha, because we all know that sin of 90 minus alpha is equal to cos alpha. Yes, sine of 90 minus alpha is cos alpha. That's 90 minus alpha over here is actually beta. So sine beta is cos alpha. Got it? So this is how it works, the complementary form. So please keep in mind, very easy shortcut. If they are complementary, sine alpha will become the cos of the other angle, and cos alpha will become the sine of the other angle. Okay, that's how you should keep in mind. So if I have this idea, again, let me go behind the relationship. What is the relationship? Cos squared alpha, cos squared beta, cos squared gamma equal to 1. Cos squared alpha is same as sine squared beta, because alpha and beta are complementary, plus cos squared beta plus cos squared gamma equal to 1. I don't think there is anyone in the class who cannot tell me what this is. Sine squared beta plus cos squared beta is definitely 1, plus cos squared gamma equal to 1. So what is cos squared gamma, all of you? Is 0. Cos squared gamma is equal to 0. If cos squared gamma is 0, that implies the only answer possible, right? Cos of 90 is 0. So what is the gamma value, all of you? Option B, 90 degrees. Half is Hanan, Dhruvil, Nitin. Correct answers, my dear students. Okay, now what's the angle once again? 90 degrees. So what is the concept I gave you? If they talk with respect to complementary angles. Previous question, I think so, we did with supplementary form, right? Supplementary means cos alpha is minus cos beta. Supplementary says cos alpha is negative, because supplementary takes it to the second quadrant where the sign of cos is negative. That's why cos alpha is equal to minus cos beta. But this time it's complementary. For complementary, what changes? The sign does not change, but the ratio changes. Sine becomes cos, cos becomes sine, and the angle also changes. Question 12, alpha, beta, gamma. Again, a different type of question. They are asking you to find alpha, beta, gamma are the angles made with the positive direction of the coordinate axis. What is sine squared alpha, sine squared beta, sine squared gamma? This is the question. So keep in mind, when the question immediately changes to this, you don't have to worry, because you know that sine squared alpha is, yes, and sine squared beta is 1 minus cos squared beta, and sine squared gamma is 1 minus cos squared gamma. Yes, now collect all the cos squareds. This is 1 plus 1 plus 1 minus cos squared alpha, cos squared beta, cos squared gamma. So many questions we already did. What is the second bracket for us? What is this? It's 1, right? So if that's 1, so it's going to be 3 minus 1. The answer is 2. Option B. What is the answer? 2. Simple question. So if they give us a question based on direction cosines, alpha, beta, gamma, the angles made with the axis, but the question talks about sine, change it to cos, 1 minus cos squared. So always when alpha, beta, gamma, the angle made with the axis comes, somehow use some trigonometric formula to bring it to cos squared alpha, cos squared beta, cos squared gamma, which is always 1. Right answer coming from all of you, please. Everybody gave the right answer. There are so many, that's why I cannot repeat the names again. So very good, all of you. Question 13. A line makes an obtuse angle with the positive x-axis and angles pi by 4 and pi by 3 with the y and z axis. So L is equal to cos alpha. Okay, alpha is obtuse. You can see in the question I have highlighted, because I'm going to tell you you're going to make a mistake in this answer. That's why. And M, the second one, is cos pi by 4, definitely 1 by root 2. And N is cos pi by 3, which is 1 by 2. So we have two direction cosines, 1 by root 2 and 1 by 2. You can look at the options. There are three options which has 1 by root 2 and 1 by 2, A, C and D. The only thing I have to find is the first direction cosine. Again the relationship. What is the relationship? L squared plus m squared plus n squared equal to 1. So L squared plus m squared 1 by 2. N squared 1 by 4 equal to 1. Okay, so L squared is equal to 1 minus 3 by 4, which is again 1 by 4. So L is equal to plus or minus 1 by 2. Now when it comes to plus or minus 1 by 2, a confusion comes. Sir, should I tick option A? No, sir, option A is not right. Should I tick option C or should I tick option D? Option C and option D, both of them have M and N correct. M is correct, N is correct. But option C and D has L confusing. Which is it, positive or negative? Come on, can you try to give answers? Is it, should I take the negative or should I take the positive? C or D? Answers coming half is right, Prapti, right, Nitin, right, Dhruvil, right. They are saying, sir, take option C. But why are they particular about taking option C? Option C is negative. Negative always talks about an obtuse angle. Negative always talks about what? An obtuse angle. So that's why my answer is yes. Okay, so they also want an obtuse angle. Not option D, which is positive. The direction cosine is positive, means the angle is acute. Obtuse means negative. That's a mistake you're going to be making it, because most of the times the question always talks about acute angle, and you all used to taking only positive values from that. But negative also exists. They could stress and say obtuse angle, and maybe one of the options, the first was 1 by 2. You would have made the mistake. You would have ticked option A without noticing they asked you the obtuse angle. Read the question carefully. When the question pertains to direction cosines and the angles come, are they asking me the third angle, which is obtuse or acute? If they have not mentioned, you have the right to choose. In that case, only one right option will be there. Both will not be there. But when they specify it, both the options will be there. One for acute and one for obtuse, and you will make a mistake of taking an acute. Read the question properly. Okay. Next question, number 14. If a line makes again angle theta 1, theta 2, theta 3 with the axis, what is cos 2 theta 1, cos 2 theta 2, cos 2 theta 3? Cos 2 theta 1, cos 2 theta 2, cos 2 theta 3. And I said we have to change it to cos squared. Cos squared, cos squared. We have a trigonometric relationship here. Cos 2a, come on, what is the formula for cos 2 theta? 2 cos squared theta minus 1. Apply it. 2 cos squared theta 1 minus 1. 2 cos squared theta 2 minus 1. 2 cos squared theta 3 minus 1. Can we take 2 common out? Cos squared theta 1, cos squared theta 2, cos squared theta 3, minus 3. Minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 3. And the bracket definitely is 1 minus 3. Final answer, minus 1. Only one right answer came. Only one student got the answer. Very good, Prapti. It's D minus 1. Yes, now Hafiz gives the answer. D minus 1. Yes, all of you, the idea behind the direction cosines, how many different types? Understand the importance of that concept in the MCQ part. The different ways they can confuse you. All the ways I'm giving you. Okay. Moving forward, question number 15. The direction cosines of the line which is perpendicular to the lines whose direction cosines are proportional to. Please understand, this is another way of saying it. Direction cosines proportional to. It simply means okay. It simply means direction ratios. Okay. So now let us assume that the direction cosines of the required line is LMN. Let us assume that the direction cosines of the required line is what? LMN. Now they said they are perpendicular. The critical word is perpendicular. If they are perpendicular, if I multiply the direction cosines and add them, the first set, L multiplied with 1, M multiplied with -1, and N multiplied with 2, the direction will be equal to 0. This is something which you already know. A1, A2 plus B1, B2 plus C1, C2 equal to 0. Similarly, L1, L2 plus M1, M2 plus N1, N2 also equal to 0. But keep in mind, I said this direction ratio. So how are you multiplying, sir? Direction ratio means you divide with the magnitude to get direction cosine. And because the right side is 0, whatever you divide with, it will go and become 0 only. So why should I waste my time? That's why I'm not dividing it. Okay. So what's the first equation? L minus M plus 2n equal to 0. The first equation ready? Yes. And reason for this is perpendicular lines. What is the reason, my dear students? Perpendicular lines. Okay. Now second equation. Multiply L with 2. So you have 2L. M with 1. You have 1M. And N with -1. You have -n equal to 0, equation number 2. I have two equations with three variables and I have to find the values of L, M, N. Not easy. We have a technique in solving a system of equations. Write it like this. It's called the method of cross multiplication. Okay? It's called the method of cross multiplication. Those who don't know, learn it. I'm trying to find the value of L. When you're trying to do the value of L, cross multiply M and N. What is the first M? -1 and 2. 1 and -1. So please cross multiply M and N to get L. So when I go for M, cross multiply N and L. Come backwards. You cannot go from this way. You have to go after M. So for M, you go for N and L. So 2 -1. 1 and 2. For N, again start 1 and -1, 2 and 1. Cross multiply, answer is ready. Cross multiply means you cross multiply and subtract. Cross multiply and subtract. 1 minus 2, -1. M is 4 plus 1, 5. N is 1 plus 2, 3. So -1, 5, 3. -1, 5, 3. Only option with -1, 5, 3 is option D. Okay, but they again trying to create a problem for us. The answer is option B. They're giving option none of these also. So for that, I am trying to find out what is the magnitude. What is the magnitude of -1, 5, 3? What's the magnitude of -1, 5, 3? 1 plus 25 plus 9. It's root 35. So we are perfectly correct. If that was not there, if something else was given there in place of option D, I would not have wasted time to find magnitude. But none of this is there. Just one simple cross-checking. I got the answer for direction cosines -1 by root 35, 5 by root 35, 3 by root 35. Option B. Yes, right answer coming from Nitin, Prapti, Hafiz, Bruvil and Faris. Okay. Moving forward, students, please learn this method. When you want to solve a system of three variables where only two equations are available, you can simply use a simple cross multiplication technique like this. Okay. Question number 16. The direction cosines LMN of two lines are connected by the relationship L plus M plus N equal to 0, and the second relationship is L into M equal to 0. Then the angle between them. What's the formula for angle between two lines? Cos alpha is equal to L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2. Okay, you can say this is going to be the angle between two lines using direction cosines, or you could say it's simply A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus C1 C2 by root A1 squared B1 squared C1 squared root A2 squared B2 squared, C2 squared. Yes, direction ratio divided by the magnitude, again the same as direction cosine. So I am here trying to find out the direction ratios. It's easy to find the direction ratios other than direction cosines. Look at the second relationship. L into M is equal to 0. So can I say here either L equal to 0 or M equal to 0? Okay, if L is equal to 0, what happens to equation number 1? What happens to equation number 1? M plus N equal to 0. Yes, and from that I can say M is negative N. So M is negative N. So direction cosines are actually L is 0, M is minus N and N. So because of that reason, direction ratios are 0, minus 1, 1. Same technique apply there. M equal to 0, L plus N equal to 0. M equal to 0, L plus N equal to 0. So can I say L is equal to minus N? So what are my direction cosines? Minus N, M is 0 and N. Yes, and what are my direction ratios? Minus 1, 0 and 1. Yes, so this is the answer here, right? Okay, so if I apply this in the numerator over there, you will definitely get cos alpha is equal to A1, A2, 0, B1, B2, 0, C1, C2, 1, divided by magnitude root 2, magnitude root 2. So the answer is 1 by 2. Cos alpha is 1 by 2. We definitely know alpha is pi by 3 or 60 degrees. Alpha is pi by 3 or 60 degrees. Option B is my final answer. Option B. Yes, Nitin. Yes, right, Prapti. Hafiz, Dhruval. Very good. Faris also. Right answer. Okay. Now what's the option? B, pi by 3. Look at the different type of question I did now. It's not a normal question, please. Okay, they could confuse you with questions like this with using direction cosines. Going to the extreme level of doing direction cosine based questions. Other questions are pretty straightforward. They can't disturb you too much with those questions. So please learn this clearly, my dear students. I'm using L into M is equal to 0. I'm trying to do it, okay? And what are the conditions I created? How I made the direction cosines? How I made the direction ratios? Please go through it again. Okay? Even if it's not clear during the live session, you can go to the recording again and see it and learn it again, please. Question 17. 2 points P, Q and R, third point is also given, are collinear. Collinear means they lie on the same line. Yes? P, Q and R. I don't know whether R is over here or R is over here. Because R could be between P and Q or outside of P and Q. That's why it's called internally or externally. Okay, what's the ratio? Let me say the ratio is, I'm assuming the ratio here, let ratio equal to K is to 1. Yes, ratio equal to K is to 1. And we know the formula for division, right? You multiply the ratio, the first part of the ratio with the second point 5 and multiply the second part of the ratio with the first point 3 divided by K plus 1 will give you the first coordinate of R, which is 9. Don't waste too much time on writing the formula and all. It is useless. Please learn it very thoroughly. The first part of the ratio K is multiplied with the second x coordinate, and the second part of the ratio 1 is multiplied with the first x coordinate divided by K plus 1 will give me the first x coordinate of the point which divides it. That's 9. Solve a value for K here. 5K plus 3 equal to 9K plus 9. So 4K is equal to minus 6. That implies K is equal to negative 3 by 2. Therefore, the ratio is negative. Normally, if you get a ratio like this as negative, you can simply conclude that it's external. Externally. That's why you're getting negative. So externally, 3:2. Option B. Externally 3:2. If the ratio was positive like this, you could have said internally. That's all. Very simple idea. Externally means the answer will come as negative. So externally. Yes? Okay. Anyone else having any doubts? Please ask. If the lines are given to you which are mutually perpendicular. Okay. Question number 16. So how did the direction ratios become so? Just a minute. Direction. Okay. You have the direction cosines as 0, minus, and n. The simplest way you are writing it is going to be dividing with n. So 0 by n, minus n by n, n by n. So 0, minus 1, 1. Did you get it? Yes? How the direction ratios became 0, minus 1, 1? Okay. Fine. Moving forward. I'm not wasting too much time on that. Okay. Mutually perpendicular means the direction ratios multiplied and added A1, A2 plus B1, B2 plus C1, C2 equal to 0. Yes. Now please multiply it. Minus 3 into 3k, 2k into 1, 2 into minus 5. Solve for k. Minus 9k plus 2k minus 10 equal to 0. Minus 7k equal to 10. K is equal to negative 10 by 7. Option A. Mutually perpendicular, or they could use another word as well, orthogonal. I said this already in vectors. This same condition was used in vectors discussion also. Please learn it. Very good question, even for assertion reasoning. They could ask you the condition to become perpendicular lines. Take the direction ratios, multiply the direction ratios and add them. You should get the answer 0. Yes, right answer coming from Anas, Sana, Hafiz, Prapti, Nitin and Dhruval. Okay. Question number 19, my dear students. Find the angle between the two lines. All of you please look. This is the first set of direction ratios. This is the second set of direction ratios. And what is the angle between the two lines? Cos theta. We could also say in the Cartesian form A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2 by magnitude. Yes. I could also say dot product divided by magnitude A, magnitude B. Dot product between the two vectors. 2 into 1, 1 into minus 3, minus 3 into 2 divided by magnitude of the first vector. 4 plus 1 plus 9, root 14. Magnitude of the second vector, 1 plus 9 plus 4, again root 14. So 2 minus 3 minus 6 divided by 14. So answer is minus 9 plus 2 minus 7 by 14 minus half. Negative value, angle is obtuse. Obtuse angle, which is always 180 minus alpha. Obtuse angle is always 180 minus alpha, or we could say pi minus alpha because the options are in terms of pi. And we know that alpha is pi by 3 here because it's 1 by 2, and we know cos pi by 3 is 1 by 2. So alpha is 1 by 2. Final answer 2 pi by 3. 2 pi by 3. Option C, 2 pi by 3. Please refer to the question once again. They are asking you a negative value. Negative values are always dangerous. You are going to make a mistake in that. Negative means the angle should be obtuse, and the obtuse angle is pi minus alpha, not alpha. Okay, so what is going to be theta here? Theta is pi minus alpha or 180 minus alpha, depending on the options, whether it is a radian measure or a degree measure. Question 20. What's the angle between the lines here? So please find out what is the correct form of the line. 2x, 3y minus z. So this is actually x by half, y by 1 by 3, z by minus 1. The first line. The second line, 6x minus y minus 4z, x by 1 by 6, y by minus 1, z by minus 1 by 4, z by minus 1 by 4. I have to use these direction ratios and find the angle between them. Okay? What's the direction ratios multiplied? 1 by 2, 1 by 6, 1 by 3 minus 1, minus 1 minus 1 by 4, divided by the magnitude of the first one, 1 by 4, 1 by 9 and 1. Second magnitude, 1 by 36, 1 by 1 and 1 by 16. Okay, you have to solve this, get the angle, but check, most probably the angle is going to be 90 degrees. Okay, most probably the angle is going to be 90 degrees. I just wrote the formula. Why I am expecting it to be 90 degrees is, there is a 90 degree in the option, and if 90 degrees should be the answer, the numerator should be 0. Check if the numerator is 0. It's 1 by 12 minus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 4 divided by something, I don't care. We'll find it if it's required. Yes, it's definitely 0. The numerator is 0. Therefore, cos theta equal to 0 implies theta equal to 90 degrees. It is just a presumption, because most of the times such complicated values comes for finding the angle between two lines. Most of the times the angle is going to be 90 degrees because they're expecting the numerator to become 0. So just verify that first. If it's 0, then we are lucky. If it's not 0, then only go for finding the denominator magnitude and get the angle, because they're talking about perfect angle, so the value should become perfect. Okay, so angle is 90 degrees for question number 20. Yes, right answer. See here, confusions came. Not everybody get the right answer. Hafiz is right. Yes, Nitin is right. Hamza is right. But others, wrong answers, please. Okay, fine. Question number 21. The direction cosines of two lines are proportional to. That means these are direction ratios. Then the acute angle between them. Acute angle between them. Cos theta. These are direction ratios. Proportional to means they are the direction ratios. Multiply it. 2 into 3 plus 3 into minus 4 plus minus 6 into 5 divided by magnitude 4 plus 9 plus 36, and then 9 plus 16 plus 25. Numerator 6 minus 12 minus 30. Denominator 7 into root 50, which is 5 root 2. So answer is minus 6 minus 12 minus 30, so minus 42 minus 36. Minus 36 by 35 root 2, which is minus 36 root 2 by 35 into 2. I'm just rationalizing the denominator, which is root 2. Yes, 2 and 36 cancels, it's 18. So final answer, minus 18 root 2 by 35. Minus 18 root 2 by 35. Okay, I hope everybody is clear. Yes, right answer coming from Nitin, Faris, Hafiz. Very good. Okay, fine. So learn it once again. Proportional to is another way to say that it is a direction ratios. Okay. Next question, please. 22. The angle between a line whose direction ratios are 2 to 1 and another line joining 314 and 722. My dear students, A and B are given to you. So what is the direction ratios of AB? 7 minus 3, 2 minus 1, 12 minus 4. How do you find the direction ratios of a line joining 2 points? Simply subtract x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. So you get 4, 1 and 8. Now what are the direction ratios given to you? The direction ratio of the second line is given to us 2, 2 and 1. So what's the angle cos theta? 4 into 2, 1 into 2 plus 8 into 1 divided by 16 plus 1 plus 64, 4 plus 4 plus 1. Add it please. 8 plus 2, 10 plus 8, 18. 16 plus 1, so it's 17, and 64, 81. Root of 81 is 9. And 4 plus 4 plus 1 is 9. Root of 9 is 3. Yes, so answer is 2 by 3. So final answer, cos inverse of 2 by 3. That is theta. Cos inverse of 2 by 3. Option A. Right answer coming from Nitin, Hafiz and Faris. Option A, cos inverse of 2 by 3. So now I'm focusing on the questions of angle between two lines. So we have done up to angle between two lines in different ways, how different direction ratios are given, different way to find the direction ratios and then find the angle between the two lines. 23. Okay, the distance between the line A1 plus SB and A2 plus TB, both of these are vector equations. Yes, with same B vector. If B vector is same, what do you say? They're asking you the distance between parallel lines. All of you, the question is about distance between parallel lines. Option B. Yes, right answer for Hafiz, Shadi, Sana, Abin. Yes, distance between two parallel lines, magnitude of or modulus of magnitude of A2 minus A1 cross B by magnitude of B. If two lines are parallel, they have the same direction ratios. So distance between the parallel lines, the shortest distance formula is magnitude of A2 minus A1 cross B vector by the magnitude of the B vector. Yes, everybody clear? Yes? One simple formula based question. Question number 24. Find the direction cosines of this line. Find the direction cosines of this line. How do you find the direction cosine? It's not in the standard form. I want everybody to be careful with the first part of the equation. The intention of putting this is, they have given you that the first part is separated by a comma. The first part is separated by a comma. So please be careful with it. When it is separated by a comma, you should understand that the direction ratio of that component is 0. So you have to write it as x plus 3, yes, with the direction ratio 0. Now, the second component, y minus 4 divided by 3. The third component, write it in the correct form, z minus 2 divided by minus 1. Okay, now from this, it's very easy, the direction ratios 0, 3, minus 1. So what's the magnitude? What's the magnitude, my dears? Magnitude is 0 plus 9 plus 1. They're asking the direction cosines, right? 0 plus 9 plus 1, it's going to be root of 10. So what's your answer for the direction cosines, all of you? 0 by root 10, 3 by root 10, minus 1 by root 10. They ask direction cosines, but the answer is there with the direction ratios. So answer is none of these. These are direction ratios, but I changed the question to direction cosine, so you can take option D, none of these. Okay? Good. I've taught you how to find direction ratios and direction cosines of an equation which doesn't look in the standard form. Okay? So with this question, we are winding off today's session. I've tried to cover as much as possible with this topic. There are, yes, 2-3 questions more. We did not have the time to finish that, but still, please practice on these questions once again. I'll come back with another session next class, and I hope to see you again very soon. Thank you and have a very nice day. Good night, all of you.
Brilliant Qatar, your trusted coaching partner for IIT, JEE, NEET, Science and Commerce tuitions with 10 years of excellence in quality training. Brilliant Qatar.